Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus exclaimed, I bless you, Father, Lord of heaven and of earth, for hiding these things from the learned and the clever and revealing them to mere children. Yes, Father, for that is what it pleased you to do. Everything has been entrusted to me by my Father, and no one knows the Son except the Father, just as no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. Come to me, all you who labor and are overburdened, and I will give you rest. Shoulder my yoke and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Yes, my yoke is easy and my burden light. This is the Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus.
There was a famous Indian sage called Ramakrishna in the 19th century who was very ecstatic and would, at the drop of a hat or in unexpected moments, just erupt into ecstatic joy and celebration. And I always think of him when I read this passage, because it's Jesus exclaimed. I don't know how else one would translate that, but it's as if this just bursts out of him spontaneously. And what he's saying is extraordinary. It's an amazing exclamation, but a revelation of himself, of who he knows himself to be, and of his own truest, deepest identity. And when we find that in ourselves, we probably do need to exclaim and to share it. And it comes from the core of his being. And it's also a revelation of his relationship to the Father, the ground of being, the source, whom no one has seen or ever can see, according to the scriptures. Jesus is always referring to the Father, that he's come from the Father, that everything he says is an expression, direct expression of the Father. And once at a seminar we were holding with the Dalai Lama, a Catholic sister asked him, would you like to meet Jesus? And if so, what question would you like to ask him? So he said, yes, I would like to meet Jesus. He didn't say, can you arrange it? But he said, yes, I would like to meet Jesus. And then as to the question, he said, I would ask him, what is the nature of the Father? And how many Christians have ever really thought about that? Who is the Father? What is the nature of the Father? So this is one of his moments of ecstasy, and where what pours out of him is authentic revelation, authentic self-giving, and self-revelation without holding anything back. When you're in ecstasy, you don't pretend anything. But then, in the blink of an eye, he changes gear entirely. And without any sense, I think, of contradiction, but he suddenly moves to this invitation: come to me, all you who labor and are overburdened. So from this revelation of the nature of the Father, which he says is revealed not to the mind, to intelligence, or to rational analysis or to investigation of that kind, but is known by the simple, by the childlike, revealed to mere children. We only really understand this in our childlikeness. So from that amazing revelation, he slips into this other mode of being, mode of consciousness. And what is that? This is the most intimate, most kind, most gentle, still self-revealing. I'm humble and gentle of heart, so you don't need to be scared of me. I'm not going to get you to sign up for anything, or I'm not going to take away your freedom, or I'm not going to try to control you, possess you, or so you don't have to worry about that. But come to me when you are tired, when you feel life is burdening you too much, and I will give you rest. Somebody said on the retreat that when they arrived, they were feeling quite tired, exhausted, through work and whatever. So we need rest, have a break. We need relaxation. We need to stretch. But this word rest here, I think, means more than that. It means finding that place of stillness and equipoise, of dynamic equilibrium, that point of stillness where we are energized by being itself, by the Father itself, himself. And so this invitation is, just come to me as you are, stressed, anxious, doubtful, divided, unstable, imperfect. Just come to me as you are. If you want, this is a gift that's being offered. Small gift, small act of human kindness. But maybe we're not ready, maybe we're frightened, maybe we don't trust, maybe we don't know what it means, maybe, no, I'll just, take a vacation instead. But then there is the authenticity of this. It's not just come and relax for a while. He says, shoulder my yoke and learn from me. To learn, of course, is to be capable of change, of opening ourselves to the possibility of change. So what is a yoke? If you look up the dictionary, many of the definitions of yoke are not very attractive. The yoke of slavery or the yoke of oppression. But the root meaning of the word yoke is union. It is yoke in farming or ancient, traditional farming. You had the oxen or the horse, I suppose, and you had the yoke. Well, no, the yoke connected two oxen. I think that was the idea. Is that right? Do you use oxen? Oxen? You should. So a farmer here. So a yoke is what connects, what unites, and it is a weight on us, but it's not a heavy weight. If it's too heavy, then it would prevent it from unifying what it is meant to unify. And the unification that it gives, the sense of unity, is also a sense of direction, so that the farmer can keep the oxen going in the same direction. So maybe we don't want any yoke at all. We just want to be free. But maybe the freedom is the problem, or that kind of freedom as we imagine it, where there is really no connection with anyone, nothing that connects us, nothing that engages us, nothing that commits us into the work of evolution and of change. So if we don't want any yoke at all, we have very little sense of direction. And we won't learn what we are meant to learn. Shoulder my yoke and learn from me, because I am gentle and humble. Well, you don't have to be frightened of a humble farmer, that yoke is going to be oppressive. It's the humility of the teacher here, which is his authenticity, what we can trust. Then you will find this rest, you will find this place of energizing, regenerating peace and love. Yes, my yoke is easy and my burden light. The word yoke also gives us the word yoga, in the sense of connecting us, joining us, uniting. And those who meditate will understand, I think, the mantra as a light yoke. It is a yoke, but it's a light yoke, and it keeps us connected to that deep center, keeps us connected to the teacher within, and it brings rest to our souls.